right now I'm actually gonna go out. I'm gonna go find a place to try and do like a little B-roll sequence. What's up, peeps? Today's another day of me doing stuff. Today's actually a video on B-roll tutorial, what it is, how to use it. This is just a quick overview. If you're just getting started in B-roll, you should be watching this. To get started, B-roll is actually just extra footage to make your video or whatever you're doing a little more exciting. But for this video is actually about having a cinematic look type B-roll sequence. Of course, B-roll could be any kind of sequence. It could be at 24 frames, 30 frames, 60 frames, whatever. And that really just all depends on what you're shooting and whatnot. Alright, so first things first, to understand the cinematic sequence, you gotta understand frame rates. Before we get into that, let's go grab a snack. Alright, so that quick sequence that I just shot was all in 24 frames, or my camera is 23.98, round up 24. And B-roll doesn't have to always be in super slow-mo. It can be quick like that just to tell the story. Of course, that sequence told the story that I was getting coffee, I took a bite out of some biscotti, and here I am. So it's a quick transition to versus just doing this. Before we get into that, let's go grab a snack. So that B-roll sequence kind of added to the story. Now let's talk about how you can do it in an easier way. Okay, so if you're gonna shoot B-roll and you want it in that cinematic goodness, you want to shoot at 24 frames or get your frames to 24 as close as possible. If you're shooting at 24 frames, you don't have to do anything in edit. You don't have to slow it down because it's already at 24. The only problem is you have to like really try your best to be still, or use like a gimbal, some sort of stabilizer, and that will always help. So if you're shooting in 30 frames per second, you can actually slow down your footage in post by 80% to reach that 24 frame goodness, so it looks like it's more cinematic and all that stuff. But if you want to get further than that, if you're going to shoot at 60 frames, you can slow that down by 40% to reach 24 frames, and then that's what I use a lot in a lot of my B-rolls. Sometimes when I'm doing my B-roll, it does get a little shaky, but when you slow it down, it looks really smooth. Alright, so real quick, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go find a place to do a quick little B-roll sequence, and let's see what we get. Alright, peeps, so today we're at V. I got my my other camera, but I'm gonna show you real quick before you start filming 3-point shooting. The first thing you gotta do is, usually it helps if you have a neck strap like this, the one that comes with the camera, and then it helps if you have two hands on the camera, and then you also tuck in your elbows. When you're doing it, you don't want to like move your arms, you want to move your body with the camera. Ooh, shaky. Alright, so now that we know how to walk and do B-roll, I'm actually going to go do a sequence over there. And when you do a B-roll sequence, you can use as many kinds of lenses as you want, whichever you prefer, however you want to tell the story. But for me, I'm just going to use the vlogging lens that I have on just to keep it simple. And when I go and do a sequence, I'll do a whole nother video on this as well. I like to think of the story that I'm trying to tell, whether it's through my perspective, through another perspective. I don't know. But yeah, let me go do that real quick. Alright, so I'm back from doing the B-roll. It was really hot outside, I was sweating bullets. But for that sequence, it was actually done in 60 frames, and I slowed it down by 40% in Premiere Pro. I want to say thanks to Joe for helping me film earlier today. So here's Joe. What's up, Joe? Come on. That's Joe. Anyways, that's it. If you have any comments, things you want to know, you want to learn about B-roll, let me know down below. I'll try and go more in depth in it in the future. But that's all I have to say. So, if you want to see more of what I do, consider hitting the subscribe button down below for future content. And if you like what you see, hit the like button. Share this video if you feel like you learned something and you feel like someone else might learn something too. And all I want to say is, thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.